Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips team leaders to lead their way through the challenges they face every day. Today, I want to talk about the source of bad attitudes and how this was a real light bulb moment for me when I heard it just the other day. And actually, it was always right in front of me. And I'm guessing that it might be right in front of you as well. Now, before I get into that, I want to remind you that the John Maxwell Leadership Event of the Year, the Live to Lead event, is going to be having an encore showing, and you can purchase your virtual passes for only $79. Now, this year's show was by far the best Live to Lead that I've seen to date, and the speakers will provide you and your team with lots of information for team building, boosting productivity, and motivating your people. Not to mention all the leadership knowledge that you're going to gain from some of the best speakers in their field. If you're interested in the virtual passes or you want to set up your own private showing for your organization, please visit the link in today's show notes or just drop me an email at paul@clcteam.com. Okay, let's talk about where bad attitudes begin. And believe me, I have a lot of experience with bad attitudes, and they all have began in this one place when I got thinking about it. So last week, I talked about a form of blind spots that we may have. And that specific type of blind spot was the different talents and knowledge that we may have that we don't know, or it was the things that we don't know about, but others do. Well, guess what? That is exactly where bad attitudes can begin as well. Think about it this way. When you purposely have a foul attitude based on a situation that you're going through, well, that's usually obvious for us to know that we're not in the best mood or that we don't have the best attitude. However, attitudes, well, they take on a whole nother element. Attitudes, especially some of the bad attitudes that we have when communicating with some people or in certain circumstances, you know what I mean? Well, they are evident to others around us, especially the people who don't know us very well and only see that bad attitude come out. Our close friends and family members also know when our bad attitudes surface, and yet we may not even know that we're displaying a bad attitude. Think about the last disagreement that you were in with someone, if you've ever had a disagreement, and think about how your attitude was. Was it good? Was it bad? Chances are, you may think that your attitude was fine, but the person that you were having the disagreement with may think otherwise. I witnessed this just this morning when at my doctor's office, the other patient was disagreeing with the cost of their copay, and they were getting pretty fired up and pretty loud. And they started talking very loudly and very down to the nurse that was helping them. At one point, I heard the nurse tell the patient to just settle down and calm down a little bit, and they would figure it out and work through it. To which the patient didn't like that. Man, the patient replied that they were calm and that they weren't even raising their voice. Well, believe me, myself and probably everyone else in the building would disagree with the fact that they weren't getting loud. Have you ever had somebody ask you to calm down when you were in a disagreement, to which you replied that you were calm? If so, well, that very likely may have been a blind spot for you. Your tone of voice may have given others the impression that you had a bad attitude. But in your mind, you were just asking questions or asking for clarification, or you were just talking. But other people may have heard it and seen a bad attitude in you. Now, I'm not saying that we all have blind spots that may reveal bad attitudes. However, I am saying that it's something that we should keep an eye on and ask others if we ever display a bad attitude. If more than one person says that you don't have a great attitude in certain situations and yet you think you do, well, that's probably a blind spot. Unless, of course, you don't think it is. See what I did there? But you see, that's the whole point of blind spots. They are things that are obvious to other people, even other people that don't know us. But yet we're totally blind to them. We have no clue that we're doing them. Today's challenge is to simply observe others and their attitudes. If you come across any bad attitudes, talk to that person about it and try to find out if they know how their attitude is coming across to others. They may not know, and you may be the one that reveals that blind spot to them. Now, they might not be happy, and it might even drive them to have a worse attitude. So be careful of how you approach that. Man, this is also a great topic of discussion for you to have with your entire team. Ask them if you have any bad attitudes in situations that you may not be aware of, and ask them to share it with you. And then in turn, share it with others, because that'll allow you all to grow together. If you have that type of discussion with your team, it will undoubtedly improve the communication within your entire team. But it may just bring out some foul attitudes in other people. So they may be arguing about it, and that is a blind spot. Hey, that's it for today. But be sure to pick up your free one-page goals worksheet in the show notes and check out the Live to Lead passes while you're there. Or you can email me at paul@clcteam.com and ask about the Live to Lead show. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.